I don't know why, but lately I've been wanting lasagna. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe, and apparently eating cheese can make you live longer, so you're never getting rid of me. If you're new here or haven't yet, be sure to like and subscribe for daily gaming content, and be sure you stick around until the end for some comment replies. The Xbox Series X was recently announced, and that begs the question, what is coming out with it? That's what we're exploring with today's list of the top 10 confirmed games for the Xbox Series X. In at 10 old games. The Xbox Series X has been confirmed to be capable of 3 generations of backwards compatibility, so you'll be able to play games for the Series X as well as the Xbox One, 360, and original Xbox. So any games from your old consoles you can use in the Series X, which is I think the most backwards compatibility we've ever had. So hopefully you didn't toss your old games away, because if you did, you're screwed. And at 9, Battlefield 6. EA has confirmed that Battlefield 6 will appear on the Xbox Series X, but also said that it's conditional to a fan base starting and growing. If enough people end up liking and wanting Battlefield 6, then it's confirmed. So since it's a soft confirm, it's pretty high up on the list, but it has been technically confirmed even if that confirmation is conditional, so it still counts, right? Well, all we really know about Battlefield 6 is that it will be released in the 2021 to 2022 window, and would be coming out for the Series X after initial release. I do play shooters, but since I was mostly a Black Ops 2 man. How about you? Do you play shooters? And if you do you prefer Battlefield or Call of Duty? Make sure you let me know in the comments along with why, because I've never really tried Battlefield, and the only reason I played Black Ops 3 was because of the bow, which I thought was a primary weapon, but then it turned out to be a special weapon that you could only use so many times in the game, and that kind of pissed me off. If you can't tell, I like bows. And I'm a little salty. And at 8, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2 is the first look at the next generation. This is the first game to be designed from the ground up with the Series X in mind. In the first game, Senua went on a journey to Hell and confronted a variety of demons, beasts, and deities. This included Surt the Fire Giant and Valravn, the God of Illusion. We don't know much about this game's story, however. We know it's supposed to take on an even darker tone, and that it may be diving into ideas of ritualistic Nords and sacrifice. Sounds like a fun idea to me. Ninja Theory, the developers of Hellblade 2, are consulting mental health professionals as part of the Insight project to help develop games around understanding mental illness. This is something that some games explore, but most games are not intended to discuss mental health, which makes this game a step in the right direction. Helping people understand mental health is something really important to a lot of people, and hopefully this game will explore it more than just at the surface. And at 7, Untitled FIFA game. In the announcement trailer, along with a racing game and Halo, we got a closer look at a soccer match. The only soccer game I know of is FIFA. So while the other games we saw in that trailer have been confirmed, we know that we're going to be seeing a FIFA game. There are 2 unannounced games for the console, so I am willing to put money on the fact that one of them is going to be a new FIFA game with this console. It may not be on initial release since the console is set to release in a year, but it is highly likely that we will be getting one soon after. And it's basically guaranteed that we're going to be getting one. They're like cockroaches, you can never really get rid of them. And if we had an apocalypse, the only things left would be roaches, Cher, and FIFA games. Cher would be playing the games while the roaches are making them. I could comment on the game devs, but I'm not going to. And at 6, Gods and Monsters. Set to release February 25th of 2020, I couldn't find much information about this game. The E3 trailer seems to be pointing towards something where you are asked by the gods to help slay some monsters. This seems accurate given the title of the game. This game seems to be Ubisoft's answer to Breath of the Wild, with the similar art style and fantastical elements of fighting monsters and gods. We can also think that we are playing as no ordinary man. It seems to be like we will have powers of some sort, and have been hunting monsters for a long time, since the trailer says when heroes need help, they turn to the gods. When the gods need help, they turn to you, rather than just saying heroes or a more general term. We may perhaps be a demigod or something along those lines, since the gods trust us enough to be called on for help. But it's weird, why don't you just do it yourself? You're a literal god.
When gods need help, they turn to you.
And at 5, Everwild. The only description the Xbox website gives you for Everwild is unique and unforgettable experiences await in a natural and magical world, which doesn't really help me in my situation. This appears closer to Breath of the Wild than Gods and Monsters, and it comes from the same studio that released Sea of Thieves in 2018. Rare claims that Everwild is in early development, so we won't be seeing it for a while. It is going to come out for the Series X, but we are unsure as to when. There is little known about this game, but it seems as if you are a druid attempting to protect creatures in the forest, which would be totally inaccurate because that would be going against the natural order of things, but this is all just speculation because I can't really find anything. Help me. And at 4, Rainbow Six Quarantine. Rainbow Six Quarantine was only revealed as a horror spin-off of Rainbow Six Siege. We've seen things similar to this with the Rainbow Six Siege Outbreak event from last year. But this new 3-player co-op FPS adds something else. I'm a theory guy, so let's get into some story speculation. Based on the trailer and name, you can assume that your mission will be to find an individual with a deadly disease, but I'm assuming that that disease is going to turn him into some form of monster, like the ones you're fighting in the game. Hence the name Quarantine, why you get knocked out in the trailer, and that would also explain where the monsters come from. I think the story may be something along the lines of a disease is being investigated, but then something goes horribly wrong and a group gets infected. You get tasked with extracting any survivors, but there is only one left who is fighting off the disease and you must save him from the others. I hope the other team gets to play as the monsters, because that would be fun, like kinda like Left 4 Dead 2 versus mode. Being monsters is fun. In at 3, Watch Dogs Legion. Watch Dogs Legion takes place in London, England, with you taking on an organization called Albion, who have a very strict policing policy. You play as a member of the Resistance DedSec. You get to play as more than one character in Legion, with permadeath being in effect. If you end up on the wrong side of a bullet, you're through. And the bullet is through you. According to the trailer, you play as people you recruit, and you can recruit anyone. Seemingly, even an old retired assassin who will whack you with her purse full of butterscotch candy. The game is set to release March of 2020, but has been confirmed to be coming out on the Series X, which makes sense since the game will be finished by the release date. I played a bit of the first Watch_Dogs game, but none of 2, so maybe I'll check this one out. Seems interesting. I want to play as an old woman. And at 2, Forza Motorsport 2020. During a recent Forza themed mixer stream, Chris Sasaki revealed that they had recently held the first playtest for the new Forza experience. There are a number of new features he rattled off about, like a new tire model and new tire pressure model, a new way that heat interacts with tire pressure, and they actually have dynamic track temperatures affected. Sasaki also said that they have dynamic rubbering on track, a new atmosphere pressure system that accurately has pressure affecting things like air density, affecting tire dynamics, and an entirely new suspension system. Needless to say, this game is promising a lot, and this could only be done on the newer generation of consoles. He also mentioned that they will be revealing more about the game next year. So basically it's going to come out for the Xbox Series X, especially because we saw it in the reveal trailer for the console itself, along with FIFA and number 1, Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite was revealed in the Series X trailer as well, with the game set to release sometime in 2020. This game will feature Spartan John 117, aka Master Chief, as the protagonist once more. The game is a showcase of the next gen Slipspace engine, which means we won't be getting gameplay for a while. They don't want to reveal all their secrets. Bonnie Ross, the 343 Industries head, confirmed that Halo Infinite is going to be a spiritual reboot of the franchise. And I think the most important thing is that this game involves a pug. Yoza is the pug who spent some time in the 343 Industries studio recording grunts, grumbles, and sniffles. The theory going around is that this beautiful boy will be voice acting the Flood, a species of parasitic organisms that consume life forms in order to reproduce. Based on having a pug at home, they can and will consume everything. Mine has an affiliation for popcorn somehow. There we have it, friends, the top 10 games confirmed for the Xbox Series X. If you enjoyed, be sure you hit like and subscribe, as well as comment down below with the game you're most hyped for on this list. While you do that, I'll read out some comments from a previous video. JK Reno 2 said, I have submechaphobia. GTA 5 underwater moments mess me up. I can see why that would be scary, especially when you approach crush depth. But luckily, from what I remember, there isn't really any requirement to be underwater. I usually just play online though, so I could be wrong about the story. I've only gotten up to the point where Franklin gets the big house. Izuku Midoriya said, sorry if I butchered that. Yes, I am officially early for once. MDBFBDD, yeah. Is that an acronym? Let me see if I can figure it out. Mighty big bro damn, yeah? Is that it? Did I get it right? I think I did. Earthfire Animates Yaya Yeet said, yay, now I can find out if I have a phobia. Well, I mean, if you have a phobia, wouldn't you just know? Like, I know I'm arachnophobic, but if crap goes down, I can man the hell up. But wouldn't you already know if you did? And usually it's related to a traumatic experience. I slept in my basement once when I was like in 4th grade, and when I woke up, a spider fell out of my blanket. I immediately killed it and told my father, but he didn't believe me. Even when I showed him, he said that it had been there for a while because it was cold. It's not a human. Spiders aren't warm when they die because they're cold-hearted killers, Dad. And it was freezing in the basement, hence why I was down there in the first place. Yeah, I'm still a little salty. That's all we got time for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.